Hey guys, it's Trent here, going deep, or deep, whatever you want to call me. This is a bit of a tutorial for a few users on the server who've had some issues over the last week with their PCs. It's a bit of a tutorial on how to just protect your PC, clear up temporary files and protect it from malware, spyware and viruses. First thing I need you to do is select Start, Computer, right click Computer, Properties. Down here you'll see System Type and 64-bit operating system. You need to know what operating system you have, whether it's 32 or 64-bit. You can close that now. Down below this video you'll see a couple of you'll see 3 links to these 3 pages. I've supplied these links already. I've already googled these pages and searched for them. So the first thing here is Microsoft Security Essentials. If you have Norton Antivirus, Nod32 or any paid antivirus that you're actually paying money for, or your parents are paying money for, I suggest just leaving this and do not worry about this. But if you're running AVG or a free antivirus, or you don't have an antivirus at all, this is the best antivirus that's going these days for any Windows machine. Select your version. You need to know whether it's a 32 or 64-bit, just like we looked at. I have a 64-bit, so I'll be selecting 64-bit and the download button. This download will start. Download Spybot Search and Destroy. This is another program. This applies passive protection to a lot of issues or holes in basic Internet Explorer settings, and it applies sort of protection to many things. I suggest getting this one. If you scroll down here you'll see Download Spybot 2 Free Edition, and this is the one to be clicking on, otherwise you'll be paying for it. Download the free edition. Just pick one of the mirrors. These are the main mirrors. Just pick the first one. You should find that it works. If it doesn't, I have no idea where the download button is. Sorry, over here. I'm blind, never mind. There we go, Spybot Search and Destroy 2 is downloading. Now, CCleaner, latest version of CCleaner. I believe this is pretty close to the latest version, if not the latest version. You'll click the start button here and it'll go to this page. If you just wait a second, the download will start. Now, we want to start installing. So, I'm going to click Microsoft Security Essentials. Install. I'll close this. Next. I accept. Do you want to join the Customer Experience Improvement Program? I do not. No firewall is turned on. Turn on recommended. Yes. Now remember, only install Microsoft Security Essentials if you do not have another antivirus, or if you're running like AVG or some sort of other free antivirus, uninstall that and put on Microsoft Security Essentials. It's a lot better. And yes, I do not wish to scan my computer for potential threats after getting the latest updates, but it will update even if I do not tick this. So I click finish here, and this is going to go straight to the update page for Microsoft Security Essentials, and we'll start updating. Now I can go back to my browser here, and this is Google Chrome, the browser I'm using. If you're wondering, you may have to click a few extra like OK or allow buttons if you're using Internet Explorer or something to allow these downloads. Now, Spybot Search and Destroy. I want to install this. Click OK. You can wait till Security Essentials is finished updating if you'd wish, but I'm going to rush ahead and install. Already. To install Spybot for personal use, and I will decide later. I want to be protected without having to attend to it myself. Next. I accept. Next. Install. Alright, this will spend 30 seconds, 50 seconds installing. In the meantime, I can check Microsoft Security Essentials. Now it has the option here to scan my entire computer for a full scan, a custom scan, or a quick scan. A quick scan will just be made Windows files or a C drive. A full scan, we can read exactly what it is. A full scan will be your entire, all hard drives I believe, and a custom you can select which hard drives or folders to scan. There's update options here. It'll automatically update to the latest version once you install. This is a history. These are some Trojans or malware that have been on my computer previously that it's quarantined, because I just uninstalled just to reinstall them to show you guys. And you can choose automatic scan times and like weekly or monthly, but I just run a scan every couple of weeks or so whenever I feel like it. I'll show you a few other programs here and I'll show you when to run those, and you can just set up your Microsoft Security Essentials scans to run at the same time. So it's set up for the Spybot Search and Destroy is now finished, and you can open the Start Center. Okay, so you can do a full system scan. If you just click once or double click, I believe it pops open a window and you can start a scan. This is Spybot Search and Destroy. This is the new one. I've only just been playing with this for a couple of weeks, so I've only recently updated to this. A little bit new, it's a bit of a different setup. And you can do a full scan on your hard drive, and this will search for any malware or like spyware. It'll pull up all Trojans, like things that perhaps you've downloaded something or gone to a website and it's downloaded a cookie or some sort of malware and it's applied it to your computer after you've installed something. Or for instance, it'll be a Trojan that it's like it's a password recorder pretty much, and what it does is it records, like if you log into your internet banking or you log into your Hotmail or you log into your email or your Gmail or you log into like whatever site you log into, it records usernames and passwords and it sends them back to the host. So like they capture multiple or hundreds of thousands of like emails and access to many things. So this will scan for malware and it'll find things like that. It'll find like password Trojans and many things. That's a very good thing to have. So you want to scan for that, and you probably do a full scan and scan your entire computer, and once you've scanned it once, it should pick up anything, and after that Spybot should then protect you from getting anything after that. So I make a suggestion to scan it once, and maybe scan it once a month or so after that. But in the meantime, you can do a file scan on certain files you've downloaded if you just want to check an individual file. And the immunization, that's the best thing. You want to open up the immunization and it says, do you want help when you first install it, and say, oh yes, okay, I want help, and you want to do a full immunization. This here will do a full immunization, and this will search for a lot of cookies, domains, IPs, plugins, and like all different things for the Internet Explorer. It'll apply like a passive protection. Now this has now protected you. It'll show you 171,224 entries are now immunized. And this applies a passive protection. This stops you from getting any Trojans and malware from now on. Now, you want to do a system scan, maybe not today when you install it, but maybe tonight when you go to bed, set up a system scan, and it might take an hour or two, maybe 3 or 4 hours, depending on how fast your computer is or how many hard drives you have and how many files you have. But a system scan is the thing you want to do, and once you've done a system scan, you will find that it'll quarantine a few files. I've done it on friends' computers before and quarantined like 200 or 300 files. Other times I've quarantined it. I've done on my system scan on my own computer and quarantined maybe 3 or 4 files. So do a full system scan and see what gets quarantined, and that'll should then block any sort of Trojans or anything you've got on your computer or any malware. That's Spybot Search and Destroy. And also, Spybot will run an automatic startup, and I think they call it their T timer, and it just applies like an internet, like a passive protection. It's constantly running, and it monitors registry updates or anything that changes your registry. And 9 times out of 10, a Trojan or any sort of malware will modify your registry, and the next time you reboot your computer, it'll start up every single time, and you'll always be running it, and it'll be logging, I don't know, keystrokes or any information about your computer to send back to its host. Now the last thing to install would be CCleaner. I'll click the CCleaner, go back to there, run, English. Welcome to CCleaner setup. Now with CCleaner, you're going to have to close all internet browsers. So if you've got Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, anything open, you need to close them all. Now, first thing, I agree. You can add all of these, it doesn't really matter if you choose to turn certain things off, like desktop shortcuts or start menu shortcuts or an option to the recycle bin. You can choose yourself, but it doesn't matter, the program will still work, it doesn't matter what you select. I do not wish to view the release notes, but I want to run the program. And intelligently scan for cookies to keep, yes, recommended. Okay, so this is the next, like, the final program. So you've got an antivirus, and that blocks viruses on your computer and applies like a full protection. You've also got Spybot Search and Destroy, and that looks for malware and spyware and trojans and anything like that. And it also applies like a protection to your registry, which with those two programs you can pretty much apply full protection to your computer. Now the final thing here is a CCleaner. This cleans up your computer after you've protected it. So the first thing you do is you want to make sure that everything's closed, as I said before, all your internet browsers, Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox, like whatever you have opened, close them all. You want to analyze. You can run a cleaner straight up, but a lot of people like to analyze first. Now, this here, I have 39 megabytes to be removed. I run this earlier today, so I don't have many things built up at the moment. But this also scans for temporary files, so it's possible if this is the first time you've run it, you may have 5 gigabytes or 10 gigabytes there, and it could be, that's 5,000 megabytes or 10,000 megabytes. So you may have a lot of data there to clear for the